Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn how to divide decimals by whole numbers using the long division method. This is a very important grade 7 math because it helps us solve problems involving money, measurement, and real life situations. And I assure you that by the end of today's video, you'll be able to divide decimals confidently using long division method. But I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that anytime I release a new video, you'll be able to access it. And also like, share, and comment in the comment section any difficult topics you want us to help you with. With that said, let's dive into look at today's objective. And by the end of today's video, you should be able to divide decimals by whole numbers using long division method. And then you should also be able to place the decimal point correctly in the quotient. And lastly, you'll be able to solve real life word problems involving decimal division. Okay, but before we dive in to look at some solved solutions, I would like us to look at these key rules which you'll be using or applying when dividing decimals by whole numbers. Now the first rule says that when you are dividing decimal by whole number, you should set up the division as normal. So example, if you have 2.5 divided by 5, you set it up as normal by moving the decimal point one step forward or to the right to make the number a whole number. So if you move the decimal point here from here to here, the number becomes 25. So this is the normal whole number we are talking about. Then you divide by what? 5. Then from there, you divide as usual using what? The long division method. So now that you have 25 divided by 5, you now set it up in this form. The dividend, which is 25, the number or the item you are dividing is the dividend. Write it in the symbol or under the umbrella. Then the number of people receiving the item, which is the divisor, put it outside the umbrella. All right. Then after solving, you divide it normally. And then after solving, let's say you got 5 as your answer. So this is equal to 5. Now you come to point 3. Bring the decimal point straight up into the answer. So bring the decimal point straight up into the answer. Now you've gotten 5, which is the same as what? 5.0. What it means is that you move the decimal point one time to the right here. So now that you got the answer, you bring it back to where it was. So you stand on a decimal point, then you bring it back one time because it is one decimal place. So you bring it back one time. So this gives us what? 0.5. I hope that is clear. We have what? 0.5 as our answer here. All right. So the fourth point says add zeros if necessary to continue dividing. When we get there, I will explain that as well as we dive into look at some solved examples. All right. So get your notebook, pen, and pencil, and then let's dive in to look at some calculations in dividing decimals by whole numbers. All right, so let's look at example number 1. Example 1. It says divide 8.4 by 2. So 8.4 divided by what? For our solution. Now the first thing is you write 8.4 divided by 2. So we said what? You set up the division as normal. So you make it a whole number by moving the decimal point to the right to make the 8.4 a whole number. So you move it once. So this gives us what? 84 divided by what? Now you set it up on what? The long division symbol. So we have the dividend, which is the 84 inside, and then we have the divisor, which is outside. So you ask yourself, which number multiplies 2 to give you 8? Or how many times will 2 goes into 8? So it is 4 times. 2 times 4 gives you what? 8. Gives you 8. Then you do your normal subtraction. You have 8. And you subtract. This 8 minus 8, 0. And you bring down the 4, making 0, 4. 0, 4 is the same as what? 4. So bring your 4 down. Here, 0. At the 4. 2 goes into 4. How many times? 2 times. 2 times 2, 4. Subtract. 4 minus 4 is 0. Since you have 0 as your remainder, our answer now gives us what? 42. Remember, 42 can also be written as what? 42.0. So now, you move the decimal point. Remember, you move the decimal point one step forward. So you bring it back. That is step 3. Bring the decimal point back. The same number of times you move it, bring it back that same number of times. So you stand here, come back once. Now be here, which gives us what? 4.2. So therefore, 8.4 divided by 2 equal to what? 4.2 as our final answer. I hope that is clear. All right, so let's look at example number 2. Example number 2. You can pause the video and then answer or solve it. Come back to see if your answer is correct with the solution I'll be providing. Okay, example number 2. It says divide 12.36 by 3. So 12.36 by 3. So solution, we have 12.36 divided by 3. Now you move the decimal point to make the number a whole number. This time around, we are moving twice. So 1, 2. So which now gives us what? 1, 2, 3, 6 divided by what? 3. Remember, you move twice. So when we get the answer, you move twice backward. All right. So you now set up your long division. Write the dividend, which is 1, 2, 3, 6. Then you put your 3 in here. So you ask yourself, which number multiplies 3 to give you 1? There is none. So you add your 2, making 12. Is there any number that can multiply 3 to give you 12? Yes, we have 4. You write it exactly under the 12. 3 times 4 gives us what? 12. Subtract. 12 minus 12 is 0. Bring your 3. And then 3 goes, you add it to the 0. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 times 1, 3. You subtract, give you 0. Then you bring down your 6. So bring down your 6. Add it to the 0, making 6. 3 goes into 6 how many times? 2 times. 3, 2, 6. Subtract, get what? 0, 0. All right. So now when you get 0, it means we are done with our long division problem. So our answer is 412, which can also be written as what? 412.0. So remember, you move the decimal point twice to the right. So now you bring it back to where it belongs by moving it twice to the left. You stand here, then you go 1, 2. So the decimal point will now be here, which gives us what? 4.12. Therefore, 12.36 divided by 3 equal to what? 4.12 as our final answer. I hope that is clear. Okay, let's look at our final example, which involves word problem. Our final example, which involves what? Word problem. Please, you can pause the video solve it, come back to confirm if your answer is correct. Okay, so example number 3. We have this word problem. A teacher buys 18.75 meters of rope and cut it equally into three pieces. So how long is each piece? All right, so it says that this teacher bought 18.75 meters of rope and cut it into three pieces. So how long is each piece? So to get each piece, what you need to do is to divide the 18.75 by the 3 so that you can get how long one piece is. So by doing that, you set up the problem 18.75 divided by what? 3. Here you write it 18.75, then divided by 3. Remember, you have to make it a whole number so that you'll be able to solve it freely. So you move the decimal point 1, 2 to the right. So this gives us what? 1875 divided by what? 3. So after that, what do you do next? Set up what? Your long division problem. You write your dividend, which is 1875, and then your 3 outside, which is your divisor. So 3 goes into 1. It is impossible. So you add the 8, making 18. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 3, 6, 18. Then you subtract. 18 minus 18 is 0. Bring down your hot 7. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 3, 2, 6. Do your subtraction. 7 minus 6, 1. Bring down your hot, your 5, because 3 cannot go into what? 1. You add your 5 to it, making 15. 3 goes into 15. How many times? 5 times. 3, 5, 15. So you do your subtraction, you get what? 0. Now, after getting 0, we know that we have arrived at our answer to the long division problem. You write your 625, which can also be written as what? 625.0. You stand here. How many times do you move the decimal point forward? Move it twice. Get the 1875. So now that you have gotten your answer, you bring it back. The number of times you move it. Stand here, move it 1, 2. So which gives us what? 6.25. Therefore, 18.75 divided by 3 gives us what? 6.25 as our final answer. And that is it. You see how simple it is. Brethren, you have to understand this in this context to be able to arrive at the final answer confidently and accurately by following the rules that we have looked at so far. All right, it is now your turn to solve this. Come back and confirm with the answers I'll be providing to see if you have solved it correctly. All right, so this is your assignment. You are to solve. So, assignment. Assignment number 1, you are to solve 9.6 divided by what? 3. Number 2, 15.75 divided by 5. Number 3, you have 7.2 divided by 4. Then you have number 4. You have 24.84 divided by 6. And then finally, you have 45.60 divided by what? 8. So let's look at the answer keys. Question 1, the correct answer is 3.2. Question 2, 3.15. Question 3, 1.8. Question 4, 4.14. And then question 5, 5.7. And that is it for today. Today, remember, we solve how to divide decimals using the long division method, divide decimals by whole number using the long division method. And then there are some key mistakes that people usually do, which I will encourage you to avoid. Is 1, forgetting to bring the decimal straight up. And then after solving, you forget to bring it back. It will make your answer wrong. Shouldn't ignore that. And then you should avoid doing that by trying to forget to bring the decimal back and then forget bringing the decimal up, the right, and bringing it back when you get your answer. You need to avoid that. And then sometimes people do stop too early without adding the 0 to continue solve the decimal division. You have to avoid that as well. And I hope you have now learned how to divide decimals by whole numbers using long division. You're going to practice daily to become confident. And if this lesson helped you, I will encourage you to like, subscribe, and then share with others. Hit the notification bell so that anytime I release a new video, be able to access it. Until then, see you in the next mathematics lesson. God bless and goodbye.